Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni, the great Malabite.
Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufa. We start the review with this day Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, CDK, Atiku accuses Tinubu of conflict of interest, alleges son's affiliation with Chagoury, says Sheyi is a director in Chagoury subsidiary company, slams federal government, declares FDI can't come through propaganda. Yes, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, of course, yesterday accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of conflict of interest because his son, Sheyi, was on the board of CDK Integrated Industries, a subsidiary of Chagoury Group, owned by one of the president's business allies, Gilbert Chagoury. Of course, there's no doubt about the link between the Chagourys and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recall many years ago, they had this headline, Tinubu hands over businesses to Abacha henchman Chagoury. Yes, it was this headline many years ago. Well, that link has been there. Conflict of interest, of course, the company handling the Lagos-Calabar road is a Chagoury enterprise, one of the companies, right, handling that. So that link, and former vice president is saying, well, there's conflict of interest here, but for those who state that road will pass through, the development that road will bring, well, they want that project to go on. But conflict of interest, Atiku Abubakar, well, playing the opposition, you want to say, doing it to the hilt, if you will. Now, the other story on the front page of this day, yes, the Monday interview of Obaseki, I don't want to be a godfather after office. Yes, Obaseki stating clearly, of course, the PDP candidate is his choice, Aswe Ighodalo. Does that mean he will want to pull the string after office? He said, no, I'm not going to be that kind of former governor who want to teleguide his successor. That is, if Aswe Ighodalo wins the election. But again, the character of Godwin Obaseki is a different kind of politician. I recall some time ago, he was saying, how can I go and vie for Senate seat? After being the governor of a whole state, I will go and represent a segment. No, I'm not going to do that. So perhaps he has a different mindset from the average Nigerian politician. Maybe because he has a second address, he has his constituency from where he came, investment banker. He knows there are things he can still go and do outside politics. But Godwin Obaseki, as he comes down to the end of his administration, I'm sure will keep a watching brief on him to assess how he has done in 8 years, changing the fortunes of Edo State. Now, if we look at the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, U.S. French military bases, CUPP, MBF, ex-DSS boss, orders caution federal government. Of course, this is an issue that should concern patriotic Nigerians, yes, because turning Nigeria into a base for the U.S. and France, with Russia on the other side of the border, taking over as the basis of U.S. and others in Niger Republic. We don't want to be part of this new levels of superpower rivalry. Nigeria has always been known to be a non-aligned nation. Our foreign policies have been tailored as such. And most Nigerians who know, we want it to remain as such. Nigeria cannot be a vassal state of any superpower, and we have that to protect as a nation. But we need to hear from the federal government what is the position. Yes, these are moves. Recall that in 1963, when shortly after independence, after Nigeria gained a republican status, the attempt to have that alliance with colonial Britain, Nigerians protested vehemently. We cannot leave colonialism and become a vassal state. I'm sure that spirit is what has been guiding our foreign policy ever since. Now, the leadership newspaper, fear grips financial sector over data abuse steps, talking about artificial intelligence. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, Atiku mocks Tinubu, says propaganda can't attract foreign direct investment, insists award of coastal road contract to Chagoury constitutes conflict of interest. Now, below the photograph there, federal government under fire for imposing $300 landing fee, 45% tax hike on chopper operator. Airline operators cry out as operational cost swells by 127%. While the Tinubu administration trying to rake in revenue from all corners. But that should not be at the expense of choking the Nigerian investors and businessmen, in this case, talking of aviation, where the aviation industry in Nigeria needs all the support and leeway to compete with their foreign counterparts. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, local firms, IOCs to bid for 12 onshore, 7 deep offshore oil blocks as federal government woos investors at OTC 2024. Well, if we just look at one African newspaper outside Nigeria quickly, yes, we look at the Citizens newspaper of South Africa. Yeah. Yes, the Citizens newspaper of South Africa, ANC to blame for Zuma's mess. Yes, there will be no high noon for Jacob Zuma tomorrow. He clearly has the upper hand as the ANC postpones his disciplinary hearing due to security concerns. While the Business Day South Africa is reporting, EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters, get key post in worst case scenario. Oxford economy sees currency hitting 21.50 rand if Red Berets join coalition. Talking about the leftist EFF, the prospect of joining the government in South Africa if ANC cannot get the 50% of the seats in parliament. Ruben Rufai Ayo.
Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.